So there we are, the final two आखिरी के दो टीम डिसाइड हो चुकी हैं जैसे कि कल क्वालिफायर टू में पंजाब ने मुंबई को हराया था और नाउ इट्स टाइम फॉर द ओनली टू टीम्स who will clash for their first title. And sir, firstly, I have to ask you a question that how does it feel to see a new champion?
Oh, absolutely amazing. Because this is something that everybody has been waiting for a long time, right? Even if GT had come into the finals by any chance, then they have already won the trophy before. So everybody wanted one of DC, RCB, or Punjab, two of these teams to at least get through so that you have a new champion. Every time you have a new champion, there's an added excitement. The following year, you have a new defending champion. And then that leaves two more, three more teams left behind who have never won it and they would want to win it again and so on. So that entire excitement builds around the fact that whenever you have a new champion in any sport for that matter, especially in the IPL, it's always a special, special thing. And both these teams have waited way too long. 18 seasons or 17 prior seasons without a title is a very long wait for any franchise. And now for these two to fight it out, yes, there will be heartbreak on one side, but there will be tremendous joy on the other side.
Yeah, absolutely. Both teams, like talking about Bangalore, they are reaching the final after 9 years, and on the other hand, Punjab after 11 years. There are some questions. I think RCB is going to win. Uh, Seeing players' availability in the squad, RCB improved in bowling department. Yes, obviously, but as in Punjab point of view, you cannot take Punjab, especially the captain, the Shreyas Iyer, very lightly because he is the man who has done very much in his captaincy in last 6 or 7 years, taking Delhi to the final and Kolkata to the win, and now Punjab to the final and just one run, one win short for a title win. So, sir, how your take on the shares here?
So, see, Punjab has been phenomenal this year. They have played really, really good cricket throughout, right? And it's fitting that the two top teams who are one and two on the points table are actually in the finals, which is a great thing, right? Because these were the two best teams at the end of the league phase, and now they're back playing for that trophy in the final. So that in itself is brilliant. Shreyas Iyer, I believe over the years, if you look at him, he's always been a very, very smart cricketer. He's a very, very talented cricketer. We've seen that over the years. Skill set की तो कोई question ही नहीं है. And when it comes to his captaincy, to take three different franchises to the finals, to win a final like they did last year under his captaincy in KKR. How on earth KKR then did not retain him? I have no clue. I'm originally from Calcutta. I am a Kolkata boy, born and brought up. I Eden Gardens is my home ground, and to see a captain who's won you the IPL to then be let go is just unthinkable. But whatever it is, at the grand auction, whatever happened, happened. And what I like about Shreyas Iyer, just to leave aside his on-field captaincy for a minute, the strength of character that this guy has is what I find absolutely brilliant. He won the title last year with KKR, like I said, then he wasn't retained, got into a new franchise, has a new coach in Ricky Ponting, and he's got that entire team together so, so well. And to top it off, he's led from the front. He scored runs. He started off with a 97, if I'm not mistaken. And then he
Yeah.
went on to score in key matches throughout. Yesterday, he single handedly took the game away in 2 overs. The 13th and 14th over, which mattered. Because till then, Mumbai and Punjab were neck and neck. Aram se ja rahe the game could have gone either way. And then that over from from Jameson. No, I beg your pardon. Who was the not Jameson, but who was the bowler that he took apart yesterday? Bumrah,
Uh,
of course, he went. Ah,
Bowling.
first he went after Topley, Reese Topley,
Yeah.
and he hit him for three sixes, and that in itself changed the entire morale of the Mumbai Indian squad, I believe. and then he took another 14 runs of the next over. So as a cricketer, if you see his skill set, his batting, batsmanship, brilliant. His captaincy has been spot on. He's been improving every single year. And when you listen to him speak in the media or post match, you can understand the confidence that he gets from his coaching staff and how he transfers that confidence to his young team also. He's not somebody who micromanages, you can make out. He's somebody who sets roles and he then lets them go and perform. कैप्टन तो ऐसी होनी चाहिए ना कि खुद भी अच्छा खेले और फिर जाके टीम को भी इंस्पायर कर कि वो भी जाके अच्छे खेले.
Yeah, absolutely. And like which players, they are doing a good captaincy, but they are not performing well with the bat. But Shreyas Iyer from KKR for Delhi, now for Punjab, especially handle the situation like in the last Mumbai game. Punjab was out at a moment, but he took the game, and so we need that type of captain in the Indian team also. Like we see Surya Kumar Yadav, he's a good captain, but the England series we won by 4-1, but his performance was not good with the bat. But when it comes to the IPL, he was the highest run scorer for Mumbai. And talking about Shreyas, he is good as captain plus good as his performance in batting.
Yeah, and it always helps when you have the captain who's performing and leading from the front, right? आप अगर bowling captain हो या bowling all-rounder हो या batsman हो, as long as you are performing well, that it basically means two things to the team. One, you are taking that initiative, that responsibility of leading your side and performing, doing what you're supposed to do as your role in the team. And second, and very, very importantly, then that has a positive effect on your captaincy also. And then players will rally around. Yeah, kaptan kar sakte hain, to hum log kyun nahi? Right? Now, everybody cannot handle captaincy. And that is nothing, there's nothing right or wrong about it. Some people fall under pressure when the captaincy is given to them, and some players thrive on that pressure. वो pressure लेके वो additional responsibility लेके they become superheroes in their own right. So it's to each their own, right? Virat Kohli, when he was captain earlier, it did not affect his performance as much as
Hmm.
say a Rishabh Pant this year. Rishabh Pant suffered greatly this year in terms of his captaincy pressures and so on. The form took a dip. He only came good in the last couple of games, right? So captaincy does not necessarily mean that you're going to perform brilliantly, but if you do, then that's a massive, massive bonus for the team.
Yeah, absolutely. And the intent shows very much in his performance, talking about Shreyas Iyer, who
Hmm.
how he can change the game with the captaincy he's doing. And now look at the how last night that I'm forgetting his name, Shashank Singh, how far he's run out. Shreyas Iyer got angry on him like in the match and after the match. So this is shows that how you are most successful for the team. That you can stick to the very small point कि यार इन चीजों पे भी वर्क करना जरूरी है. वहां अगर नहीं होता तो पंजाब वो मैच जल्दी जीत जाती बट इट्स नॉट एन लीग मैच की आपको नेट रन रेट की बात करनी है एंड
No,
लाइक या
no. So you're absolutely right on that point. Sorry to interrupt, but the fact that he's angry or he got angry on Shashank for not running well between wickets and all, that shows that he cares about the team. That shows
या
that he cares about the success of the team, right? And he expects, as a captain, as a leader, that everybody should know and perform their responsibilities to the best of their abilities. I think it's a very good thing. If as a captain you're angry with somebody for not having done even some of the basic things right, so be it. Your captain usile hai wo, right? That's why they're captain because they will lead from the front and they demand that. Ricky Ponting as coach, I'm sure is pushing this on them because Ricky Ponting as a player, as a captain, used to do the same thing, right?
yeah, absolutely. And taking some comments that Kunal is commenting, I think Kohli will play a good now. Yeah, Kohli, I think the aura of the RCB he has with the RCB since a long and not winning a title since 18 years. So it's time for Virat Kohli to show some score, not score, but a win for RCB. मतलब if we ask an आरसीबी फैन कि आपको क्या चाहिए कि कोहली रन मारा है बनाए और आरसीबी जीते या आरसीबी जीते तो वो इवेंटली ये कहेंगे कि कोहली रन बनाए एंड आरसीबी विन बट इफ आरसीबी विन एंड कोहली would not score run tomorrow this is also a show some love for the Virat fans of Virat Kohli and especially for RCB.
See, Virat Kohli is a different league altogether, right? He's a legend in his own way. But RCB, up for 17 years, they've been to the finals how many times? Three times, if I'm not mistaken, and they haven't won, right? RCB fans, after CSK, I think are the most loyal fans I've ever seen in the IPL franchise. History में वो पिट जाए हर साल, अच्छे खेलें बुरे खेलें, सेमीफाइनल्स तक पहुंचे, मतलब प्लेऑफ्स तक पहुंचे या ना पहुंचे, the fan base is super, and that fan base is led primarily by VK, by Virat Kohli, jersey number 18, right? And the love for him is across the country. Just like people are mad about Dhoni all over India, they're also equally crazy about Virat Kohli, and rightfully so. He's a legend in his own right. He's done everything possible from a cricketer's point of view in terms of achievements. The only thing that's missing from his cabinet is this IPL trophy. And RCB ka aap agar teams dekhe in the past, right? They've had fantastic teams. यार क्रिस गेल, एबी डिविलियर्स जैसे प्लेयर्स होके भी आप कैसे नहीं जीत सकते हो? But that's been the way, unfortunately. Now, finally, it's again that time for Virat Kohli and his team to show up, and more so for his team to show up for him. Virat Kohli already has scored what, almost 600 runs in this IPL edition. वो अकेला ही करते
Yeah,
रहेगा क्या सब कुछ? You don't expect him to do everything, right? But this time, finally, you have the rest of the team who's gelling equally well, who are performing equally well. The bowlers are performing, the all-rounders are performing, the top order batsmen along with Virat Kohli are performing. So, yes, every single fan of Virat Kohli, of RCB, of Indian cricket in tomorrow's game, a major chunk will always want RCB to win, for sure.
yeah, yeah. Actually, and when the AB de Villiers and Virat Kohli were on with the RCB, same problem रहती थी कि the team is too dependent on both of them. And now, by the way, but the auction happens for RCB in this mega auction. The team really don't look that they are going to the final, but I think the on paper team just on paper. You have to show your performance, and that's matter most.
See, Madhur, I'll tell you something. On paper, teams can look good, teams can look poor, squads can look good, squads can
Yeah,
look poor. आप on paper तो मैच नहीं जीतोगे ना.
yeah,
You don't win matches on paper. बुक क्रिकेट में भी नहीं. तो एक्चुअल क्रिकेट की बात तो छोड़ी दो. So it's important that the teams that they choose, the squad that they choose, and from that the playing 11 that they choose gets across to that right combination. And what happens? So when I was commentating here as well, we were speaking about this, that very quickly in this IPL tournament, because each team will play 14 matches in the league stage, you should try and get your nucleus of the team set very, very quickly. After the key players need to be sorted out very quickly. RCB were one of the few teams who did that very, very well. And then they carried on more or less with the same team. Yes, there have been changes here and there based on the opposition, based on the ground, and so on. But by and large, if you notice, they've kept the core team intact. And that's one of the reasons why they've been so successful. Nobody in the history, no team in the history of the IPL has won every away game except RCB this year.
yeah,
That is a, you've been following cricket for a long time, right? Imagine how amazing a stat that is, how big an achievement that is to go away from your home ground and win every single game. And they've done that, right? So it shows that the nucleus of the team was good and strong, that core team was strong, and then people rallied around it and performed really, really well. And I think that's going to be a key factor tomorrow as well. It's the final game. They know they have everything to fight for, and I'm hoping that RCB come out all guns blazing.
Yeah, actually, or the especially we're talking about the fans. Mainly, they are love for Virat Kohli, especially RCB. The game RCB versus KKR after the suspension, they all come in whites to give the tribute to Virat Kohli.
And absolutely, and why not? Because you know
Yeah,
that he's retired from the format and you won't get to see him in a test. If that is the fans' way of showing the love and the tribute to that great man, why not? And I thought it was very, very good. Even in the first game when it got rained out, uh, they had loads of people who came in bites. There were stories across the internet where people were selling makeshift created T-shirts, white T-shirts with just jersey at the back. That
especially
shows
the
the
birds.
craze. That shows the craze, right?
Yeah,
That shows the love and passion that Indian fans have for cricket and for Virat Kohli in particular. And he's achieved it in all these years, right? But the interesting thing for tomorrow that is doing the rounds across all stories, and let me ask you this 18 for 18 story that's been going on, what do you find? How do you find that story?
yeah, that's like 18 season and 18 jersey number. They
तो
are
मैं
the
फिर आपको एक
combination.
तो मैं आपको और एक कॉम्बिनेशन के बारे में बताऊं फिर वन 18 for 18 can actually work either way tomorrow. Virat
Yeah,
Kohli is wearing jersey number 18. It's the 18th season. If he wins, it's 18 for 18. Priyan Sharia is also wearing jersey number 18. He's also in the final. So if Punjab win, then there's another guy with an 18 jersey who's going to win in the 18th edition. The interesting fact, however, I don't know whether you're aware of this, Virat Kohli for 18 seasons hasn't worn jersey number 18. For the first three seasons of his IPL, he actually wore jersey number 5.
yeah,
And there was a player called Cameron White from Australia who wore jersey number 18. And after the 2011 auction, that's after that first mega auction that they had after the start of the tournament, that's when Virat Kohli was given jersey number 18. But yes, this 18 for 18 is a lovely media story. It's a lovely social
yeah.
story. And it's part of the fun of the IPL and of cricket.
Yeah, we saw a ad where Virat Kohli was sitting on a bench, sitting on a table in a restaurant, 18 number and 18 number food is also available. So these are some coincidence who are making the RCB. But Trophy Jija, let's taking some comments. Ki fans are fighting that Virat Kohli will score less runs. Kohli will score less than 22. And some comments that English Marta bana de. Yeah, Josh English, he performed really well this season, especially a coach who is from his country in Australia. And the combination and the connection between the Josh English and Ricky Ponting, I think that gives him more performance.
Yeah, I think with Ricky Ponting, if you analyze Ricky Ponting as a captain when he was captain of Australia and as a coach in subsequent years in franchise cricket, Ricky Ponting comes across as a gentleman who is very very clear about what he wants. He's very clear about his plans. He's very methodical and strategic in the way he shapes and sees what needs to be done. He's, of course, very, very shrewd and smart as a coach, as a tactician, as somebody who plans the strategies. So when you have somebody like that as your coach, there is so much that you will learn from him. And the fact that then you go out and you're given that confidence to go out and perform freely. It's not like you are being told, you go and you bat only this way. No, you go and you bat the way you want to bat, the way you're comfortable batting, and then adapt to the situation as is needed. And if you see, that's what the players have done. That's what the Punjab players have done. Batting, bowling, fielding. They have stuck to game plans that have been given, but they've adapted also very, very well. That's one of the reasons why they won the game yesterday and they're here now in the final.
Yeah, actually, and beating Mumbai is beating a powerful Mumbai is a dream from every team, I think, which have Jasprit Bumrah, Hardik Pandya, Trent Bolt, Mitchell Santner. Beating that team is a dream for every team. Uh,
I think, not only is it a dream, I think For me, what was satisfying yesterday to watch was the way Punjab beat them. ऐसे नहीं कि लास्ट में जाके एक रन से जीत गया या एक विकेट से जीत गया. No, they played brilliant cricket throughout. At one point, it looked that Mumbai could probably get to about 220, 230. They did not let that
Yeah.
happen. They bowled really, really well and they pulled them back. And then when they went out to bat, even though they lost early wickets, Shreyas Iyer came in and he played a absolutely fantastic captain's knock. And he chose the right bowlers and the right times to go after. That is planning, that is strategy, that is then execution of those planning and strategy. Plans and strategies are great, but if we can't execute it on the ground, there's no point. And I think the way Punjab played and won yesterday, that's what made me the happiest.
Yeah, actually, and see, Mumbai. If you talk about in my point of view, RCB can beat Mumbai, but Punjab and RCB is like a very big game. So let's see what Mumbai not come. Let's see. Let's see another comment. This time, Shreyas will win the trophy. Yeah, actually, hopefully he will maintain this sequence of winning 2024 with another team, 2025 with another team. The cricket show which Sid commented what went wrong with Delhi Capitals this time around. Yes, actually, three teams who are waiting for 18 season for a title are Punjab, Bangalore, and Delhi. Two teams are in the final. Delhi didn't qualify for the playoffs after winning four matches in a row in the starting. So, sir, how do you think? What do you think that what went wrong for the Delhi?
Yes, and that is something which was very disappointing because Delhi started really, really well. Like you said, they won 4 games on the trot. KL Rahul was batting beautifully, and the other players were batting around him as well, and they were bowling really, really well. Akshar was bowling well. Akshar was batting well as well. Kuldeep wasn't getting too many wickets initially, but he was bowling well. He was bowling those spells properly. And then I think that break that they happened in the middle where they lost a game, and then Rahul came back, and both Rahul and Akshar Patel misfired in that game. I'm trying to remember which game it was, where I think it was against Mumbai that they lost, and they both fared very badly. And somehow, this momentum thing that we keep talking about in cricket, they somehow lost that completely. Because after that, suddenly, they kept on just losing games, one after another. And when you're in a tournament like this, either you have the momentum going of winning and keep that pressure on the opposition, or if you start losing and not just losing, if you start playing badly, then the opposition will come at you. The opposition will figure out that these are the weaknesses that we can pounce on, and that's exactly what they did. So Delhi's season has been in two halves: one a very very successful one, and one a very disappointing one. And I think that's something that they need to go and rectify. There is to be a mini auction later on. I think even from a squad point of view, they need to have a proper finisher. I don't think they have a proper finisher. Okay, you have, yes, the likes of Ashtosh and all who come in, but you need to have a proper number six, number seven, not somebody
Yeah.
who will play brilliantly one day and then fail for the next 3 games. So there are certain areas I feel for Delhi that they need to address, and if they can, then I'm sure they'll come back stronger next year.
Yeah, actually, because these are the some teams who three teams who are waiting for the title, and Delhi's इतनी जल्दी बाहर होना after winning the four games. I think the celebration of KL Rahul, the Kantara celebration, was costed Delhi क्योंकि उसके बाद से
No,
थोड़ा
no, see, celebrations when it comes to players on their personal levels, that's part and parcel of the game. That's what builds
दिग्विजय
character in
राठी
cricket. हाँ तो वो characters है ना. Yeah,
yeah.
what would you do without characters? You want everybody to be, oh, okay, we'll just come, we'll play, we'll shake hands very formally and go away. No, you want that aggression, you want that character to come through. Digvej Rathi was an example of it. Over the years, we've seen Virat Kohli. Have you ever seen Virat Kohli without aggression on the field? If he takes a
Mhm.
wicket, if he scores a run, if his partner scores a 50, while they're running for that 50th run, you will see him all charged up and giving high fives while they run. You need these characters in cricket. And I love the fact that KL Rahul did what he did. I love the fact that what Digvesh Rathi did, ठीक है ना, उसको fines पड़े हैं. He will learn in terms of to control it, but it's fine. It's part and parcel of the game. As long as you're not being abusive to the opposition, as long as you're not making it dirty, as long as you're respecting the game in itself, then these celebratory elements, why not?
Yeah, actually, celebrations are the main source of the sport. If we look not just in cricket but in other sports. Let's take another comment. Comments on Patidar's captaincy. Yeah, actually, he's doing the captaincy for the first time for such a big franchise. Not winning an IPL title since a long, but having Virat Kohli in the team and uh, some big players like Bhuvneshwar Kumar. So, how do you rate Sir Rajat Patidar captaincy? Still, he has a game left to win a title.
Sure. And I think Patidar's captaincy does not need to be judged on whether he wins tomorrow or not. I think he's
Yeah.
done really, really well as a captain. Young player, big franchise, big names in the franchise. But I think he's handled it really well. The fact that he performed well also has obviously helped. He came out initially, he was batting really, really well. Yes, he's had a bit of dip in form, but overall he's played well. And he's had seniors in the team that he very, very easily goes to and asks for help or guidance. You will see him on the field talking to Virat Kohli. You'll see him talking to Bhuvi. You will see him talking to Krunal. You will see him talking to Hazelwood when he's giving him the bowling.
Yeah.
These are senior players who have internationally got so much success. Patidar being Patidar is not somebody who has taken this bit like, oh, I'm captain, I will decide whatever needs to be done and everybody else has to follow. No, he's understood. He's smart enough to understand that there are experienced people around him that he can go and ask for help, take their guidance, but then at the end of the day, still take his own decision. I think he has done really, really well in his captaincy. And like I said, whether he wins or not tomorrow has no falling out on his captaincy standards. I think on a captaincy level, I think he's been phenomenal, given that it's his first year and given that it's such a massive franchise as RCB.
Oh yeah, actually, yeah, agree with you. कि अगर they will not the win the title, so it's not कि he's a bad captain or he's not doing a good captaincy. He is a good captain, and especially he's a young and who can lead RCB. If he goes to the final, it means he will lead RCB in the next season. And the young player who will captain for RCB since a long, like if he ages 35, 36, like you can assume this. So a span of 10 years, he will be the best captain. And talking about some young players like in Punjab, the uncapped player like Prabh Simran, Priyan Sharya, Shashank Singh, who has mentioned in an interview 3 months ago that Punjab will finish in top two, and they finished. And Priyan Sharia, especially Prabh Simran, who was the part of Punjab since long, but Priyan Sharia came in first time in an IPL, smashing in DPL, Delhi Premier League, six sixes in an over, and now in a Punjab King in a overseas coach in a overseas coaching and a shares your captaincy. So, would you your thoughts on uh,
I
the
I think the youngsters, especially for Punjab, if you look at Priyansh as well as Prabh Simran, they've shown one thing which I've really, really admired and enjoyed, which is they've gone out and played that fearless brand of cricket that is needed, right? In T20 formats, especially in the IPL, those first 6 overs are extremely crucial, as we know. The power play overs, you have only two fielders outside the circle. You need to make the most of it. And for that, you need the kind of batsman who will go out and perform and play fearlessly, right? They'll go out and say, we'll see the ball, we'll hit the ball. We don't care if the ball is aerial. If there's a ball to be hit, we will hit it in the air, but we'll hit it clear of the fielder, right? And they've done that consistently throughout the series. And this is why they are where they are. And it's huge credit to these two. The foreign captain coach that we spoke about, Ricky Ponting will allow something like that to happen also. He will say, yes, go out and play your natural game. I don't want you to go and play just singles and twos on the odd boundary. No, go out, express yourself, is the phrase that he uses. Express yourself and go out and play the way that comes naturally to you. And these are natural stroke makers. And this is one of the reasons why they've done so well. The other youngster, not from these groups, Vaibhav Suryavanshi, the first game that he played, I remember I was commentating on it here in Dubai on our show on the radio, and the first ball he hit was six. This is a
Yeah,
14-year-old who's come to bat. There's no pressure. Of course, there is pressure. Is there any tension? Of course, there's tension. But did you see that in his first delivery? No. The second ball, he hit it again for a six. Why? Because you come into the game with that mindset of fearless cricket. And this can come not just because of your skills. It is one, because of your skill set, of course, but second, because you have the backing of the captain and the coach who will say, doesn't matter if you don't score runs in this match, but we want you to play your natural game. And I think for Punjab, whether it's Ashank or whether it's Prabsimran or Priyansh at the top of the order, they've been given that freedom by Shreyas Iyer and by Ricky Ponting. जाओ अपना style से खेलो, अपनी मर्जी से खेलो, and then build on innings. And the results are there. They've scored more runs than a lot of the other opening pairs from the other different teams. And that's one of the reasons why Punjab has been so successful.
yeah, actually, and I think this the season of IPL, especially for the uncapped Indian. Like we talk about Prab Simran, Priyansh, Shashank, Vaibhav Suryavanshi, Digvesh Rathi, Ashutosh Sharma, Vipraj Nikam. These are the players who
Yeah.
has, uh, I think, who clicked in this season.
See, there was one of the primary reasons why the IPL started, along with all the other aspects of being a franchise bred cricket and commercialism and all that, was to unearth talent in India, right? Every game you can have a maximum of four overseas players, but seven players are Indian players, right? And a
Yeah,
lot of them will be uncapped. And if you see over the years, how many stars have we got in the Indian team based on the IPL? Bumrah came out of the IPL. Rohit Sharma did well in the IPL. Virat himself did well in the IPL. Jadeja did well in the IPL, right? And there are so many names over the years that have all come out on the basis of performances in the IPL. So it's a great platform. They have that saying that the slogan or the theme for the IPL is where talent meets opportunity. So you have so many talented players in India, as we know. They're given this opportunity to come out and not just perform and play at the biggest of grounds against the best opposition, but you're playing against quality international players. And you're playing with quality international players against and in your own team. You're being
yeah,
coached by international coaches. At the end of the match, you'll see the youngsters all getting together and speaking to the seniors. They'll go and speak to a Justin Langer. They will go and speak to Stephen Fleming. They'll go and speak to Ricky Ponting. Why? Because we have that opportunity to learn and grow as cricketers. And that's the beauty of it. So, yes, this has been a year for youngsters, and long may that continue. Every year, I hope we have new and new players that come up who show their class, who show their ability, who show their skill set, and it gives India that additional pool of excellent players to build on.
yeah, and I think if we make a if if IPL is make a playing level of every team without an overseas player. So this is the year that they can build a every franchise 11 with an impact player without any overseas player, because the Indian, especially the uncapped, who has shows their formation, they are the best.
No, absolutely, and I think this bodes very well for Indian cricket because you can almost have like two Indian national teams now based on the strength that we have. The India A team that is there in England now and the Indian Test team that's going to follow, they
Yeah,
very easily you can swap players between them, right? India's bench strength is that good across formats, and that can only mean great things for Indian cricket.
yeah, absolutely. Let's take an and comment UZ against RCB in the final. Yeah, We haven't seen UZ against RCB in an IPL final. We saw him in a qualifier two that was in 2022 Rajasthan versus RCB, but in final, especially last game, UZ was not good. He's coming with a big injury. He took a big wicket of Surya Kumar Yadav, but in the final against RCB, against Virat Kohli, how do you see, sir, this battle, Virat Kohli versus UZ in a final?
See, if you're saying Virat Kohli versus UZ in a final, then you're expecting Virat Kohli to have crossed the 6 overs of the power
Yeah.
play because UZ more often than not nowadays comes around the seventh or the eighth over. Very rarely does he come in the power play, right? So you're expecting, if you're expecting an Virat Kohli versus UZ clash in the final, that means Virat Kohli has already gone through the power play, which means that there's a very set Virat Kohli at the crease already. So UZ will be under a lot of additional pressure, knowing that you're bowling to somebody who loves playing spin, who knows UZ's game really, really well because they played together for many, many years. And this is a set Virat Kohli that you're coming and bowling against. So for me, the way I've seen UZ bowl this year, the few games that he's done really well, including the hat trick, he loves, and I love it when he flights the ball, when he gets drift in the air before it pitches and then takes whatever turn might be on the wicket. The wickets that we've seen so far in Ahmedabad don't seem to be offering that much in terms of turn. So he will have to vary his pace and all that. But the problem with that is that the ground in general, the playing area at the Narendra Modi Stadium is not that massive. Square of the wicket, it's just over what, 63, 65? I think 63 on one side and about 69 on the other, which is hardly anything. So it's very, very difficult for a spinner to defend runs against this. So if you have a set Virat Kohli and then UZ comes on to bowl, my my bet would be on Virat Kohli taking him because Virat Kohli will be more than happy to take on the role of tackling UZ rather than leaving it for any other batsman. So yeah, it should be fun.
Yeah, yeah, especially so Virat. When UZ face Virat Kohli, so he will be as a side batsman. So it's a very big exam for big. We can say big exam for UZ. So how to take Virat's wicket if he's in form as a side batsman. So we are in the last phase of this live session. Both teams, do you think any changes, although they are coming from a win, but any changes do you think they will do?
See, unless there are injury concerns, I think both teams should be happy to play with what they played last, right? RCB in their last game as well as Punjab in their game. So barring any injury elements and all, which we will, I'm sure, get an update by tomorrow morning. I don't think there will be massive changes because these this is the core. Again, going back to that, this is the core who's performed well. These are the guys who've shown up, performed against difficult conditions, and done it. So you will trust them to deliver one more time. You will trust them. You'll tell them, yes, we've done it so far. We will do it again. We will do it one more time. That's all we need to do. One more time is all they need from their players. So, like I said, if there are no injuries, I would expect them to have the same teams and maybe change around with an impact sub depending on how the game situation is, and then take that from there. But I think overall it should be two really, really strong teams going head to head with each other. So it should be a absolute cracker of a game.
Yeah, actually, and there is one memorable line कि कुछ बिगड़ा नहीं हो तो उसको सुधार के क्या
Correct.
फायदा. So they will
Absolutely.
not change. And so uh, any choose any three player from Punjab who can think three player from Punjab and three player from RCB and they will perform really well.
So for me, when it comes to a big match, right, for RCB, I would definitely count on Virat Kohli as one of them because we've seen over the years he's just been that sort who will come and who will deliver time and time again, right? That's his core strength. World Cups, so T20, so Tests, so he's there. So Virat Kohli would definitely be one for me. My second player from RCB would be Hazelwood. because I think Hazelwood has been bowling really, really well throughout the series, throughout this tournament. Then he went back during the break. None of the other international players of Australia came back, given the circumstances and all that happened. He came back primarily because he wanted to participate in this final drive, the final playoff session of RCB, which shows that
And
he is very, very keen to come in and make that impact there, right? So that in itself means that here you have somebody who's willing to put that extra effort in to go in and deliver. And for me, the third player for Royal Challengers would be, whether it's in the middle order or as an impact player, would be somebody like a Tim David. Because if you have something that's been built well, if Phil Salt and Virat Kohli play well up front and so on, even if there is a bit of a rebuilding stage or it goes slightly slower in the middle, somebody like a Tim David can come and change the entire complexion of the game very, very quickly. Very quickly.
yeah,
So for so for me, Tim David would be a very, very key player as well.
and from Punjab, he played.
For Punjab, my last name would be the one which is the most obvious name, right? So between the two openers, I think off late, Prabsimran and Priyansh have both sort of had mixed games. I would expect against the bowling of RCB, a Prabsimran to probably stand up and do better. For the simple reason you have a Bhuvi who will come in, who will bowl his swings, swinging and out swinging deliveries. You will have Hazelwood who will hit the deck hard and so on. So it might be just that little bit more difficult for, say, a Priyansh being a left-hander to score as freely as he has done, as opposed to a Prabh Simran who will come in and start stroking the ball really, really well. So that for me is the first and most important one. For me, the second one would be uh, Carl Jameson, who's come in place of Marco Janssen, because
Yeah,
Jameson has the height, Jameson has that ability to swing the ball both ways. He can hit the deck hard, he can move it off the pitch as well, and he has that knack of picking up wickets early in his spell. Even if he goes for a few, at times he's expensive, but he still takes wickets. And taking wickets in a T20 franchise means you're giving dot balls, you're getting a new batsman in, they have to again start building a partnership and so on. So that's a big help. And the third, of course, would be Shreyas Iyer. Shreyas Iyer, not just for his batting, but also for his captaincy. Because I think how he manages the team tomorrow will be a huge, huge thing. He's had the experience of leading a team to a win in the final because he won it with KKR last year. So I'm sure that will help him. So yeah, these would be my three players from Punjab to look out for.
yeah, absolutely. And so we are at the end, and the big final is awaits for the RCB and the PBKS. Let's see who will write their name on the title for the first time. Who wins? किसका 18 साल का जो वो वेट है, एंड इट विल बी द विराट कोहली Rajat Patidar with the RCB or Shreyas Iyer with the Punjab King. Well, we know tomorrow after at this time we will get the news that who are the winner. So thank you everyone for the joining. Thank you, sir, for you for
Thank
joining,
you.
and we will see the winner and we'll join after the live after the match tomorrow with the new panelist. Thank you for your all love sports. Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank you,
much.
sir.